Hey everybody, my name is Ben and welcome back to the channel where it's always game time. Guys, I've missed you so much. It's been so long, but we're finally back. If you guys missed the announcement we made last week, we're going to be bringing our live streams back, except this time on this very YouTube channel here instead of Twitch. In addition to these live streams, I'm also going to be bringing out way more videos and games that I love, just like this one today. Today's video is going to be in Super Auto Pets, which is a brand new free-to-play game that is sweeping the internet and everyone's going crazy for right now, and for good reason. This game is so much fun. I do have to give a huge shout out to Northern Lion, one of my longtime people that I watch on YouTube, who is heavily popularizing this game right now and kind of developing the meta for it. So go check out his channel for sure. I've been inspired to play this and create my own series on the game because I also love it very much. Now, I recognize that a lot of you probably have never seen this game before. However, I'm not going to, just for the sake of the length of the video, give like a tutorial on how the game is played, more so just kind of dive right on into it. We're a little late to the train ourselves, so hopefully you guys can pick it up along the way, and for these first couple videos I'll make sure to explain what I'm thinking about the units that I'm buying and the strategy overall. So hopefully you guys are ready. Let's just go ahead and dive on into our first match. Now, the other thing I will note at the time of recording this is that there is a test patch available for the game, which is changing up a lot. But until then, we're going to operate under our usual cadence. So the first thing I see here, I don't really like anything other than this otter. So I'm going to freeze it, get my one roll in. Sure. Let's do this. We're going to buy a beaver, and then we're going to buy an otter to guarantee our buff goes onto our tankiest unit. And then I like an ant. Ants are good. We'll get them in here, and we'll see how our first battle goes. Now, the most important decision of every run in Super Auto Pets is your team name. Everybody knows that. For me, I'm going to go with the Blatant Bananas. You know, very confident bananas. All right, let's see what we're rolling up against here. Oh, easy. All right. This person's playing kind of a long-term build here with these ducks. It could be scary later, but in the meantime, we win round one. It doesn't get any easier than that. You guys can see the goal of this game is to get 10 wins in a single run. That's how you achieve like ultimate victory overall. And we have 10 health to start, but as the game goes on later and later, we'll start to lose more health if we lose these rounds. So, you know, it gets a little bit more substantial in the end game, I promise. For right now, I think honestly, I'm buying a beaver and another ant. I mean, I'm going to roll to see what we can get here. Dude, third beaver is pretty sick. And honestly, I'm kind of, you know, a fish sympathizer. Give me one of these fish too. And then for the meantime, if we're going to be selling our beavers, they're probably not going to stick around for too much longer. So tell you what, let's actually combine these ants and then buy our fish and position them in such a way that we get a guaranteed buff out of them. Yeah, I like this. All right, end turn. So you guys might be wondering how the economy situation is in this game. You get 10 gold at the start of each round, and money does not carry over, so you want to make sure that you spend it all. Every unit is 3 gold, and rolling your board to see if you can get new units is 1 gold. There's also items in the game like food that will give various buffs to your animals, but we're 2 wins in right now. Check this out. All right, so the other aspect of this game that is very interesting, obviously each animal has their own abilities that kind of come with them, but when you combine animals like this to level 2 or respectively level 3, you can get a higher tier animal than is currently available to you. So like right now, we're only supposed to get tier 2 animals on our board. Got a tier 3, boom, look at that. And a giraffe, you know, early enough I think is actually an acceptable unit, but if we're gonna buy the giraffe, we should get a dog first, because the dog gets a buff when we summon creatures out of combat. So what I'm gonna do is unfortunately say goodbye to our otter. He's not really doing too much for us right now, and purchase a dog, then buy a giraffe, and let's go ahead and position our units like this. I know dog's gonna be like a long-term member of the team, so I'm gonna give him the buff from the giraffe, and we might as well roll our board. Got another dog. It's very nice. A fan of that. And the pill is an interesting item. It makes it so that you can get rid of a unit on your board but still get the effect from them versus just selling your unit. I would consider pilling this ant, but it's also a good engine for us to get a unit. So I think for now, I'm just gonna end my turn, let it ride, and hopefully you guys are as excited about this as me. Like I said, this is a free to play game on Steam and Android. There's actually a paid version of the game as well that comes with different types of animals. It's their first DLC pack, and I think that that's a model they're going to continue on in the future to give us more animals to play with and expansions. Unfortunately, we did take a draw this round, so obviously when you draw, don't get the win, don't lose any health. And I don't mind drawing. Now this is very interesting. So we do have a shrimp on our board, and the interaction between shrimp and dog is when you sell a unit with the shrimp, it gives 1 health to a random teammate. When you buy a unit with the dog, he either gets 1 health and 1 attack. So this is what's been deemed as kind of like a buy sell meta. And I think it starts a little something like this, where we sell our level 2 beaver. It's very nice. I like these units. Our fish is level 1 right now. I don't see us getting it to level 2 very quickly, so I'm also going to say goodbye to the fish. And then what we're going to do is buy our dog. Buying it separately allows us to activate this buff here, and then combining it will give us the combination of both attack and health from both animals. So now I'm going to go ahead and buy a shrimp. And from here, what we do is we simply buy trash units, whatever we don't really care about, and then we sell them. And we're going to just be doing this as much as we physically can, because it's going to allow us to get the maximum amount of buffs on our dog as possible. And this is exactly what I want to see right here. Swans go very good with this build because you get an extra gold at the start of your turn. So because we're buying and selling so much, the more money we have, obviously the better that is. So yeah, I actually love this right here, and I think we're gonna run it just like this. All right, let's see what we can do. I'm going a little slower than I had anticipated, but hopefully those of you who have never seen gameplay before will appreciate the slight tutorial on how the game works. As always, if you guys have questions about the game, feel free to hit me up in the comments. I would love to discuss new metas with you all, see how your games are going, what your guys' overall thoughts on this video are. And unfortunately, we're gonna draw. That's a weird one. Veterans of the game will realize that was because we have a rat here. That kind of saved us, but also costed us the win. So it's the whole thing. I'm gonna ignore it for now. And we're gonna go ahead, and at this time, unfortunately, especially as we see that buff come in, we're gonna have to get rid of our ant because we absolutely need a spot on the team for this swan. You just need the extra gold, especially if you're running a build just like this. And I am, like I said, just gonna keep chugging through these units and look for some good buying and selling opportunities. I think ultimately here we actually do want to end up with this camel, so I'm very happy to see that pop up again in the shop. And then I think what we do is something a little bit like this. For those of you that don't know, camel, when it gets hurt, will buff the unit behind it. And now I'm looking at this, and I think we're in a good position. The only thing I want to start seeing is maybe some garlic armor, which is a item that makes our tanky units even more tanky. Let's see what they're rolling. Wow, they have melon armor already, huh? Okay, melon armor blocks, I think, 20 damage. So kind of like a free hit for whatever unit you put it on. But I'm looking at this, and yeah, we're gonna lose. Okay, all right, first loss of the video. You guys can see we lost 3 HP instead of what would have been 1 in the earlier rounds, but this is actually huge. Okay, let me just process this for a second. All right, so we're gonna sell our camel. We're gonna buy our dog, make it to level 2, which is now going to double the buff that we get when we summon a new pet. The problem with this worm is it's a pretty early worm. It's turn 6. This is one of my favorite units in the game because what you can do with it is feed it food, and then anytime you feed this unit food, it gains +1 to health and attack on top of what the food does. I'm having a hard time seeing how we can fit it in, but I think what we're gonna do is unfortunately say goodbye to our giraffe. We're gonna buy ourselves a worm. Some would probably make the argument for this cupcake, which would give our worm up to 5/5 for this round. However, that's not a permanent, you know, it's kind of a permanent buff. All right, here's what we do. Ready? We're going to buy. Kind of hoping this hits the worm. Beautiful. I'm going to buy. Going to sell. And then versus getting the cupcake now, that health is beautiful on the worm, by the way. We're just going to buy a turtle. And this is going to help make our dog a little bit tankier this round. Hopefully we'll get some good food items here in the shop next rounds. And we're rolling, man. Rolling. One loss so far. Not too bad. All right. Now this looks bad. I'll be honest. That is a tanky swan that just got melon armor. Very similar to our own build. And actually, you know, it's going to be closer than I thought. Oh, we got a draw. Wow. Honestly, pretty lucky to get that one. All right. I think that we sell our turtle, even though it provided us a lot of value last round. We buy a salad. We were kind of hoping to get the buff on the worm here. And now, because we're kind of trying to pivot into making this worm our carry, I think that we should roll for... just make the dog really strong. Honestly, let's do this one more turn of buy sell. And I think I want to end with the crab this time, just because our dog has so much HP. The crab will copy the health from the unit in front of it. Now it's not going to have very much attack, but what it is going to have is a lot of tankiness that will hopefully carry us to at least the draw this turn. All right, turn 7. You know, I think we're a little bit behind the pace that I would like to be. What the? All right, this is interesting. So we're going up against the summon build. It's a pretty good one too, but we'll see. I don't know. High HP units is kind of the counter for a summoning build, but I like what this guy's rolling. I respect it. I do respect it. I mean, you could just see our horse is doing work. Would we clear out like almost every unit until the end? Oh man, unlucky for them. They got the badger there as their summon, but all right, that's our third win. Cranking them out. I love a hippo, man. I do have a soft spot for a hippo. We could make this a 6'8", no 6'9" hippo at the front line. Pretty good, pretty good. But I still have high hopes for this worm. So what we're gonna do is back to buying and selling. I think this dog is carrying us a lot farther than he probably should be right now. Every time we get the little buff on the worm from the shrimp, this is very appreciated. Love to see it. All right, and we're going to actually be able to, let's see if we do this right. Okay, so freeze the hippo for now because we might want to end up with it. I think actually this kangaroo is about to go absolutely infinite. We might as well buy this instead of the hippo. We get 1 extra gold out of it. I think, yeah, I think we just buy the kangaroo, unfreeze the hippo, roll 1 time. Dude, I love bisons. I won't even lie to you guys. These are like one of my favorite units in the game, but they don't scale unless you have a level 3 on your board, and we are so far away from level 3s. Honestly, we run it. Full send. This dog is looking really nice. I can't complain. Problem with the dog is its attack leaves a little bit to be desired, but I mean, for the turn that we're on, I'm feeling good about this. This guy right here, Lonnie, you know, you're running a dodo rooster before the nerf that's coming out soon. I'd like to say I respect it, but honestly, it terrifies me. It's all right though. We're gonna come out on top of this one. Very lucky that we got the kangaroo RNG there behind our tank unit. All right. What are we doing here? Okay. So I see some buy sell candidates. I mean, I would love to end up with a turkey. We gotta buy salad because we gotta start trying to get this worm up there, but it's not working out for us, unfortunately. Honestly, I think it took a little too long to get there for me. And I think what I want to do now is just pivot all in on the dog, even though it's almost to max HP. And end with a turtle in front, because I know that this kangaroo can go absolutely crazy behind this dog. So I'm still pretty happy with this. That's one thing I'd say, never get too locked in any one particular build that you're going for, because you need to know when to pivot in this game. I think this is a good strategy. All right, very interesting. I see they've got a nice hippo. It's gonna get a little bit of a buff after our first hit. It's all right though. We got the melon armor to protect us. Took out the hippo, no problem. All right. I think we're looking totally fine here. And look at this kangaroo, man. This kangaroo is going so hard right now. Yeah. Honestly, shout out to the dog. I took out his whole team with one unit. Okay. Everybody calm down now. All right. So first off, I think we sell you and we get a garlic armor on our dog, which is going to help out. Its effectiveness is starting to be a little questionable this late in the game because people are going to start getting units like scorpions, which could take us out, and that could be a little scary. But I find it very hard to ignore this monkey right here. And it's very difficult to ignore that. I mean, I know that this unit's almost maxed out in terms of HP. But the attack's leaving a little bit to be desired, so I'm thinking maybe we roll a monkey. Now, alternatively, this does give us the option to start to buff up an additional unit. You know, I think this is what this... A lot of people are maybe going to take some issues with this, experienced players. This is what I think we're going to do now. All right, I still like to buy, sell a little bit. Just capitalize as much as we can on the opportunity. But I think we freeze you, roll once. Melon armor, so good. But I think what we're going to try to do... Oh, turn 10. Is this a mistake? This could be a mistake. I think we're going to start buffing up a rhino in the hopes that we get another really strong unit, because a dog long term will not be enough on its own. And this monkey is going to give a +2/+2 at the end of every turn to our front unit. We'll see. You know, we'll play it out. If nothing else... Okay. These stats are a little scary. I see your crab, but I actually think we're totally fine here. Give that guy a couple more turns. He's going to be scare squad to beat. But our dog, man, has just gone so infinite right now. All right, what does that bring us to? 6 wins, 4 more. We can do this now. I don't think we need to level up our dog anymore. A penguin is interesting because it gives other units +1/+1, but we only have 1 level 2, and I can't really justify fitting it on my board anywhere. So I think what we do is we just roll. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. All right, now we're talking. All right, so we're gonna put melon armor on our dog, which at this phase of the game I would say is much better than garlic. You take 20 less damage once, so unless you got a real heavy hitter in the front, you're basically getting a free hit. I like that. I think that's good. And honestly, we're just kind of looking to level up some of our squad now. Again, don't really think we need to level up the dog. So we're kind of just rolling to see if we can get more. You know, I do love a dragon. We could, but I think we've got a good build. I'm hoping what doesn't happen is I'm hoping we don't start to get outscaled and outperformed. Yeah, I know we just spent a lot of gold, didn't really find what we were looking for, but I'm confident. I think we're gonna be all right. Let's see what we're going up against. The 30/30 is the exact amount of damage to counter our melon armor on that first unit. You kind of hate to see that. This guy's dog was very strong. You know what? I think this guy got us. I think this guy kind of prioritized the scaling a little bit faster than we did. It's unfortunate. You hate to see it. All right, now we're gonna have to start making some moves because we're aware that other people are out to get us. I kind of think at this point we sell our swan. It might be a horrible idea, but we got to start making some moves. We're not quite at the point in the game where we'll die if we lose again, but the cow is just so good right now, like before they nerf it, which they're going to, that I think you have to roll it. I'm kind of a believer that we maybe just buff up our frontline unit as much as possible. We only lost that one last round, I think, because we got taken out so quick. You know what? I'm doing it. You guys take a problem with that? Let me know, I guess. I'm going to keep the chocolate bar as well. I'm not really sure at this time. I think what we'd really want to go for is a level 2 kangaroo. Because, you know, if our dog is able to survive for 2 or 3 hits, that becomes quite a substantial buff for our kangaroo. Now, snake is also very good. Okay, so now I'm thinking. I'm gonna freeze the snake because I want more time to think about it, quite honestly. I'm liking where our rhino's getting to. I just don't know that the scaling's happening quickly enough. 25-27 turtle is pretty scary. But if we can get through your hippo, which, yeah, you got us. We're dead. There's no possible way that we can beat this. Oh my gosh. I didn't even realize that he had a level 2 turtle. That was really bad for us. Okay, well, we are one turn away from utter disaster. And that's okay. You know, this is where I tend to thrive. This is where I get my best energy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and buff you again. I don't think a snake will do anything for us here. I'm gonna roll once. I mean, the snake is just an overall better unit than the cow at this point, so we might as well throw it in. And I guess we have to send it. This could be our last turn. I'll admit we got a little confused in the middle of our run, tried to pivot builds, and I think this is gonna be okay, except for that crocodile. Oh my gosh, that was not good. No way. All right, do we still take it though? We win. Oh my gosh, hats off to Goonie Goon there. Tiger crocodile is maybe one of the scariest things I've ever seen before, ever playing. That's amazing. All right, so we're alive. Let's not panic. You know, I think these buffs are doing wonders for us here. All right, it's very interesting. I don't really know what we should do to get ourselves out of this predicament. I'm kind of thinking like maybe just keep buying rhinos. Sushi's pretty good. Melon armor could protect our snake from getting one shot, as well as our kangaroo, which honestly we kind of need it for the kangaroo. So let's just freeze our shop here. All right, I think the melon armor on the kangaroo makes sense because its HP is so low. I don't know that the kangaroo's doing anything for us here. This is beautiful though. This is what you want to see. This tiger snake is absolutely terrifying. However, we one shot his kangaroo, which is his snake engine. See, melon armor on our snake would have helped us there. We win. I can't believe it. I'm honestly just as confused as you guys. All right, that brings us to 8 wins on 1 HP. We're really scrambling here for survival. Part of me wants to go with this dolphin, but we just have to keep scaling. All right, snake absolutely needs the melon armor, I've decided, because even if they snipe our kangaroo, then we're still going to be getting the value out of the snake. I'm gonna buy sushi. Honestly, I don't think that could have gone to better units. I'm gonna roll once. 2 for 2. All right, you know, distributing the love all across the team. Oh my gosh, I don't know if this is strong enough, guys. Let's see. 30-31 rhinoceros that deals 8 damage on knockout. It's very good against this build. Very good against this build, except the rooster is gonna kill us, but we're gonna kill we're not quite gonna kill the rooster either. Unless, oh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh, rhino might be my new favorite unit of all time. This 50-50 rooster is just disgusting, by the way. I think we lose here. I do. We had some hope. I was getting excited. The more that I look at this, I do think that we lose, unfortunately. It was so close, guys. Oh my gosh, what a battle. We lost to a summon build. It is what it is. Maybe if we had pivoted a turn or two earlier, we could have carried this squad a little bit further, but I had an absolute blast, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to run this back, but I think since this is the first video, we'll go ahead and call it here. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Like I said, live streams are going to be happening twice a week here soon in the future, as well as all sorts of different videos in the games that I love to play, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the ride as much as I do. So thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.